A transmission rebuild can easily set you back $2,500 to $5,000, and a full replacement might even top $8,000. The real kicker is that most of this damage is completely avoidable. Your car usually spends weeks or months sending out warning signals before the gears finally give up, but most owners just don't know how to read them. We aren't just making a list of scary noises to keep you up at night. We're diving into the mechanical root causes behind these failures and giving you the diagnostic tips you need to handle them. We'll cover everything from blotter tests to line pressure reads, which is the kind of info that helps you tell a great shop apart from one that's just guessing. If you're serious about your car's health, make sure you hit subscribe. Pay close attention to sign number 1, because misreading that specific symptom is one of the most expensive mistakes you can make. Signs 13 to 10. The early whispers. Sign 13 is delayed engagement. You shift into drive or reverse, and the car just sits there for a few seconds before it actually grabs. That hesitation happens because of low line pressure, which usually means your transmission pump is wearing out, or your fluid has degraded so much it can't move hydraulic force properly. To narrow this down, check if the problem is worse on a cold start. If the delay vanishes once the car warms up, you're likely looking at fluid viscosity breakdown. If it happens all the time, the pump itself is probably the culprit. A fluid service costs between $100 and $200, but if you ignore it, a new pump will run you $400 to $800 plus labor. Sign 12 is fluid that looks dark or smells like it's been on fire. Healthy transmission fluid should look like translucent red fruit punch. So if yours is dark brown or black, it's been thermally cooked. At this stage, the fluid is full of oxidized material and clutch debris that will actively eat your seals. You can use the blotter test to see exactly what's going on inside the case. Put a drop of fresh fluid on a white paper next to a drop from your dipstick and watch them spread. Fresh fluid stays clean and even, while degraded fluid leaves a dark, murky ring. A flush costs $150 to $300, but don't just flush it blindly if there's sludge present. Dislodged debris can clog your valve body and kill the transmission overnight, so get a pro to look at it first. Sign 11 is gear slip, which is that disconnected feeling where your engine revs up but the car doesn't actually go anywhere. This happens when worn clutch packs lose their grip or a failing solenoid can't hold pressure in the circuit. Before you start throwing parts at it, plug in an OBD2 reader and check for codes. Solenoid issues almost always trigger a P0700 series code, while mechanical wear on the clutch packs usually won't show up on the scanner. Replacing a solenoid is a $300 or $400 job, but a full clutch pack rebuild can easily hit $3,500. Sign 10 is highway shudder, which feels like a rhythmic vibration when you're cruising between 40 and 55 miles per hour. This is usually the torque converter clutch acting up because of bad fluid or a failing solenoid. You can test this by accelerating hard or letting off the gas completely. If the shuddering stops immediately, the torque converter is definitely the problem. Swapping the solenoid and the fluid will cost you $300 to $600. However, if the converter itself is shot, you're looking at $600 to $1,200 just for the parts. Those first 4 are your early warnings. The next group is where most people start panicking, and it's where the repair bills start to get really serious. Signs 9 to 5. The escalating damage zone. Sign number 9 is all about noise, but you need to listen closely because not all transmission sounds are created equal. If you hear a high-pitched whine that gets louder as your engine RPMs climb, you're likely looking at a pump or a torque converter that's struggling to keep up under load. On the other hand, a heavy clunk during every gear change usually means your bands are worn out or your transmission mounts have snapped, which lets the entire unit slam against the chassis. Both of these issues stem from a total breakdown in lubrication, where the fluid film fails and metal starts grinding against metal. The second you hear something off, grab your phone and record it immediately. You need to note if it happens in park, under hard acceleration, or only when you're coasting, because that specific context helps a mechanic way more than a vague description at the service counter. Replacing mounts will usually cost you between $150 and $350. But if the pump or converter has failed, expect that bill to start at $800 and easily climb past $2,000. Sign 8 is the classic fluid leak, and it's one you can't afford to ignore. If you see red fluid on your driveway anywhere between the front seats and the rear axle, a seal or gasket has definitely given up the ghost. Modern transmissions actually run much hotter than older ones because manufacturers cut down on fluid volume to save weight. And that constant heat cycling makes seals brittle faster than you'd think. The real headache is that most leaks look identical from the outside, so a failing pan gasket, a bad output shaft seal, and a leaky cooler line all leave the same red puddle. Before you let a shop tear things apart, spend $20 on a UV dye kit and add it to your fluid. After driving for a day, hit it with a UV light, and the exact source of the leak will glow right back at you. Fixing a pan gasket is relatively cheap at $150 to $300, while an output shaft seal can run up to $500. Pinpointing the leak yourself ensures you aren't paying for a major repair when a $100 cooler line fix was all you actually needed. Sign 7 is that dreaded check engine light, specifically when it's throwing a P07XX code. Anything in the P0700 to P0799 range is transmission-specific, and clearing these codes without actually fixing the problem is a massive mistake. Your Transmission Control Module, or TCM, logged that code because it detected a legitimate hardware fault, like a dead solenoid circuit or a speed sensor sending garbage data. While a basic OBD2 reader tells you the code number, it only gives you half the story. You really need a scan tool with live data to see the solenoid duty cycle and the gap between the gear the computer wants and the gear the car is actually in. That data gap is where the real diagnosis happens. Replacing a solenoid usually costs between $150 and $500, and a speed sensor is even cheaper at around $300. However, if the TCM itself has fried or become corrupted, you're looking at a much steeper $500 to $1,500 repair. Sign 6 shows up as harsh or erratic shifting, which includes gears that bang into place, unexpected jerking, or the car skipping gears entirely. Modern transmissions rely on adaptive programming to adjust how they shift based on how you drive. But when sensors start feeding the TCM bad info, those adjustments stack up until the shift quality falls apart. If this is happening to you, try a TCM reset first by disconnecting the battery for 15 minutes, or using a scan tool to wipe the adaptive memory. If the car shifts smoothly afterward, even for a little while, it proves the TCM was trying to compensate for an underlying mechanical issue that still needs your attention. A fluid and solenoid service to address this usually runs between $300 and $700. If the computer itself needs to be reflashed or replaced, the price jumps into that $500 to $1,500 range. Sign 5 is an overheating transmission, and this is a major red flag for the health of your gears. If your scan tool shows fluid temperatures staying above 200 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you see a warning light on the dash, your system is under extreme thermal stress. This usually happens because you're towing way past your limit, your external cooler is blocked, or your fluid is so low that the pump is sucking air. Most stock coolers are only designed for average daily driving, so if you do a lot of heavy hauling, a $150 auxiliary cooler is a smart investment that can double your fluid life. Getting a professional cooler service and an extra unit installed will cost you about $200 to $500. If you leave this unchecked, that heat will cook your internals and turn a simple service into a conversation about a total rebuild. Signs 4 to 1. The point of no return. While the previous signs are serious, your transmission is usually still salvageable at those stages. These next 4 signs are the real deal breakers where the repair quote will make your stomach drop. Sign 4 is when you start missing gears entirely. The car might skip third gear every time or refuse to shift past a certain point no matter how much you floor it. This happens because the specific clutch pack for that gear has burnt out, or the solenoid that controls the hydraulic pressure for that shift is stuck. The silver lining here is that losing one specific gear is actually a huge diagnostic clue. If you only lose third, for example, it tells the mechanic exactly which hardware is failing. A good shop can use a line pressure gauge to test that specific circuit and confirm the failure in minutes without pulling the whole transmission. Targeted solenoid work might only cost you $300 to $600, but if that internal clutch pack is toast, you're looking at a bill between $2,000 and $4,000. Sign 3 is the infamous limp mode. where the car locks itself into second or third gear and stays there. You won't get any upshifts or downshifts until you pull over and restart the engine. The TCM triggers this failsafe because it detected a problem so severe that continuing to drive normally would cause catastrophic damage. You have to understand that limp mode itself isn't the failure. It's the car's way of protecting itself from a deeper issue hidden in the fault codes. The root cause could be a simple electrical glitch or a total mechanical collapse, so the repair cost swings wildly from a $200 solenoid to a $4,000 rebuild. Never let a shop start throwing parts at the car without reading those codes first, because that data is the only way to know what's actually broken. Sign 2 is a sharp, acrid burning smell that hits you right after a highway run or a long tow. This isn't just a bad smell. It's the sound of your wallet screaming as clutch material burns off, or your fluid gets so hot it starts scorching internal surfaces. The big difference between this and a simple leak is the timeline. You can drive on a slow leak for a week, but a burning smell means the destruction is happening right now while the car is idling in your driveway. Every extra mile you drive is accelerating the damage. This is a park it and call a tow truck situation, not something you monitor over time. If you catch it immediately, a fluid flush and inspection might save you for $300 to $600. But if those clutch surfaces are already glazed over, a $5,000 rebuild is your only path forward. Sign 1 is a deep mechanical grinding that gets louder whenever you step on the gas. This isn't a light rattle or a brake squeal. It's the sound of planetary gears or bearings shredding themselves. It happens when the torque converter sheds its internal fins and sends hard metal chunks through the system with no fluid film left to protect the parts. To check this, pull your dipstick and rub the fluid between your fingers. If you feel grit or see metallic flakes shining in the light, the transmission is eating itself from the inside out. If your car has a magnetic drain plug, pull it and look at the debris. The amount of metal stuck to that magnet tells you exactly how much time you have left. At this stage, there are no cheap fixes left on the table. You're either looking at a $5,000 rebuild or a full replacement that can easily top $8,000. Detailed diagnostic breakdown and modern car context. Before you head to the shop, you need to understand that modern transmissions are completely different animals compared to what we were driving 20 years ago. Back in the early 2000s, a 6-speed automatic was pretty straightforward. It had a simple valve body and a few solenoids, and any decent independent mechanic could read the shift logic with basic tools. Today, we're looking at 8, 9, and 10-speed units that pack way more solenoids into much tighter spaces. These systems run higher line pressures and rely on a transmission control module that never stops talking to your wheel speed sensors, throttle position, and brake pressure. Some even pull data from your navigation system to predict shifts. This level of complexity totally changes how we diagnose problems, and it makes it incredibly easy to misdiagnose a simple fix as a total failure. Solenoid faults are a perfect example of this shift in technology. On an older unit, a bad solenoid usually caused one clear issue tied to one specific gear change. But on a modern gearbox, a single solenoid might influence 3 or 4 different gear combinations because the hydraulic circuits overlap. If you're feeling a harsh shift from second to third, the problem might not even be in the 2 to 3 circuit. The TCM could be commanding a perfect shift while a solenoid somewhere else in the valve body is leaking pressure, which throws the entire hydraulic balance off. This is exactly why watching live data is so much more important than it used to be. You aren't just looking for a saved error code. You're watching the TCM's inputs and outputs in real time to see exactly where the commanded behavior and the actual mechanical action start to drift apart. This same logic applies to your fluid. Modern ATF is engineered to incredibly tight specs with specific viscosity grades and very precise friction modifiers. Two fluids might both look red and smell fine, but they can perform completely differently inside a modern valve body if one is even slightly out of spec. While the blotter test is a great first step, it doesn't tell the whole story. Dark fluid is a clear flag for heat damage, but it won't show you if your friction modifiers are worn out. That depletion usually happens long before the color actually changes. If your shifts feel a bit rougher than they used to, but the fluid looks okay, those modifiers are likely the culprit, especially if you've gone past your service interval. Speaking of intervals, we need to talk about lifetime fluid. Most manufacturers use that term, but it's honestly a bit optimistic for the real world. Things like towing, heavy stop-and-go traffic, and hot summer climates all kill the service life of your ATF. A transmission that pulls a trailer and gets fresh fluid every 60,000 miles will almost always outlast an identical unit that waits until 100,000 miles for its first service. The heat load simply builds up faster than the official spec sheet accounts for. The real secret here is that a shop with a professional-grade scan tool and a solid diagnostic process will save you money. When you take your car in, don't just ask if they can read codes. Ask specifically if they can pull live solenoid data. If they can't do that, you're basically paying them to guess. And on a modern transmission, guessing gets expensive fast. Transmission failure is almost never a sudden event. Every symptom we've talked about is a chance for you to stop the damage before it gets out of hand, and catching it early is the only way to keep that repair bill small. If you have some time this weekend, do yourself a favor and run a blotter test on your fluid. While you're at it, plug in an OBD2 reader to check your live data. Taking those 2 steps will tell you more about your car's health than most people ever learn before they're staring at a massive repair estimate. If you're worried about a specific noise or feeling, drop your symptoms in the comments and I'll help you figure out where you stand. If you're serious about keeping your car on the road, make sure you hit subscribe for the next diagnostic deep dive.